All right, welcome in. Welcome back to another episode of Bears Film Room. My name is Dave, cover the Bears for SM, and join my good friend, co-host, Chicago Bears writer for SportsMockery.com, Vicky. And this show is presented by Sports Mockery as well. So be sure to check out all the news, all the highlights, especially after this huge win by the Bears against the Raiders. And of course, we have Jack, our producer on the sticks, going to be joining the postgame show as well. Bears win in a thriller, blocked kick. Josh Blackwell is what everyone's calling him. The Chicago Bears just tweeted it.
Love that.
But the Bears, are 2-2. Vibes are high. And I know there's going to be a lot of people in the chat. This is the one where, first of all, we're going to go around instant reactions. But this is the one where, for me personally, I'm on the other hand. Most Bears fans are, of when the game ends like this, we are the ones that have to deal like, oh, how was it blocked, right? How did we lose this one? And the Bears, we're not the same old Bears today. And that's probably the biggest takeaway. They found a way to win, got out a road win in Las Vegas. I don't care. I know there was probably a lot more Bears fans than the announcers were giving us credit for, and that's a whole nother story. But just an awesome win. But let's start with our instant reactions. Fick, I'm going to go to you first, man.
Okay.
And then we'll go to Jack, and then I'll end with myself. But awesome win. And I hope everyone that's joining in now enjoys this show because it's a good one.
Yeah, also give a like the show if you're excited as we are about this win, this crazy win. But Dave, I think you said it perfectly. I was ready to be like, this is the same old Bears, right? You march down the field and then you find a way to lose the game, which we almost did, but we didn't, okay? One big caveat in all of this was the 11-play, 2-minute drive that marched down the field that really wasted a lot of time, which then we converted into a touchdown, okay? How many times last year were there opportunities, right? That's why we get so pissed. How many times last year were there games where we had the opportunity to march down the field and somehow, some way, we found a way to shoot ourselves in the foot, whether it was time management, whether it was stupid penalties, or whether it was a boneheaded play, right? It was a mix of that and everything in between. Today, they didn't do that. The offense was rough throughout the whole game, but they showed up when it mattered the most, and that was at the very end where they needed to march down and take the lead. So hats off to them there. Then we got to give a shout-out to the defense as well. Let's be real. This game shouldn't have been this close to begin with. Anytime you have 4 turnovers in the first half, your team should be up by 20. I don't care who you are. The Bears offense in the first half averaged starting position started on the Raiders side of the ball. Raiders side of the field. They started on average like at the 45-yard line, and we had 9 points to attest to that. That is horrible, right? So the good thing, though, is that even with all of that, giving up over nearly almost 200 yards rushing, right, making Ashton Genty's breakout game, which we were afraid of, all of that in between, they still found a way to win. Even with Braxton Jones maybe benching, Darnell Wright getting injured, all of those things that could have ended this and made us be 1-3 and really be a season killer, they found a way to prevail, and that's so different than what we are used to seeing and accustomed to seeing with the Chicago Bears team. Obviously, do those things need to get fixed? Absolutely. But you found a way to play ugly and still get a win. It's a lot easier to correct when you got a flight home celebrating. So to say all that, obviously we're excited about it. You're always going to take a win when you can, but it feels different because we've seen the other side of the coin, and typically we were on that end, 6-7 times last year? So
more often than not, we are on that end. Good stuff, Vic. Jack, instant reaction, man. How are you feeling?
Yeah, Vic, you nailed it, dude. It was just like, it was one of those things that we sat there and we were like, how are we going to fuck this up? We don't get the 2-point conversion, then it's a 1-point game. And I think it's hard. I would assume 95% of Bears fans at that moment was like, I know exactly how this is going to go. Then they have the big return, and then it was literally set up for us to lose in the same Bears fashion as always. But we didn't. We can't sit here and speculate like, oh, we should have lost. Can't do that. We won the game 2-2 going into the bye. Dave, you tweeted it out 2 or 3 times. Going 2-2 to the bye is huge, and we made it work. I think Caleb looked good. I think the running game is shit. We work on that. That's what next week's for. Let's work on that. But no, all seriousness, dude, it was an awesome game. Great time, except for those fucking announcers. They ruined. That was 3 hours I had to listen to their voices, and they all 3 of them suck.
Don't get Dave started. Don't, because Dave was tweeting about that like 4 minutes into the game. So yeah, they were not great. Yeah, it was not good. It was not good. Oh, Dave, you're muted. Oh, I think.
Yeah, I am. What'd you say? The announcers?
No,
Yeah,
he's saying the announcers were bad.
The worst of all time. I can't believe they have jobs.
I said, don't get Dave started because Dave, you're calling that out like 2 minutes into the game. So,
yeah, I'm so happy the game ended in this fashion where I don't even want to talk about them. Like, it's not the first thing on my mind, but by far the worst announcement tandem duo I have ever heard. They were, I don't know if they were Green Bay Packers fans too, because they were just negative. I mean, fucking Geno Smith threw the ball to the other team 4 times. And then anything Caleb did, they just were like, I don't know, man. Like, he just got a first down with his arm. I would have probably ran it. It's probably a little bit more yards there. Like, it was just stupid stuff after stupid stuff. I know they get paid to do what they do, and maybe they are better than they were today. But I am never this just like put off by like commentators. But this was just so bad.
Maybe they were matching what they were watching on the field, because let's be real, both of these
Geno
teams were awful.
Yeah, Geno checks down. They're like, that's Geno. He's getting back to his old self. Like, I'm like,
dog has 3 interceptions. You're like, what?
What? Yeah. And like, it just blew my mind. It was, and they were just god awful. Like, they didn't notice that Ozzy Trapillo, the rookie, was in.
Yeah.
Until like the midway through the third quarter, they're like, oh, it looks like Ozzy's in at left tackle or right tackle. Wait, no, he's in at left tackle.
Yeah, they
wait, Braxton Jones isn't in the game anymore? Like, this is what they're getting paid to do. Like, I knew this. We noticed right away at the end of the second. They made a switch. They brought Theo. They moved Theo to the left or to the right.
They brought Theo in at right, and then they moved him to the left, and then brought him
to the left. See what I'm saying? Like, I don't even get paid to like watch the game, or I don't get paid to like commentate on the game, but like, we noticed these things, and the fact they didn't, it took them like a couple series to get that down. I was like, are you serious? But my instant reactions, I don't even want to talk about the commentators, because I did tweet about them a lot throughout the game, and they were pissed for, and I hope they learn from this, because this was horrible. But instant reactions based on this game. Is my internet all right? It seems like it's going out.
No, you're good.
Okay, good. I don't want to, I'm trying to, actually speak here, but Max Crosby had a game, probably a career game. First interception, multiple pressures. I think he had a sack or 2 at least, maybe 2, 1.5. All in all, just an insane performance. I want him on my team at whatever the cost. Like, he is unbelievably, he is the real deal. But he had a career day. Ashton Genty, he had exactly what we all feared, right? And Adrian Peterson, like, we're going to rip your heart out, and we're going to beat the Bears. And they almost did. And the Bears survived all of that, on top of shooting themselves in the foot. Speaking of Komet, but all the way, Komet, wow. I hope he forgets this one. I think he had a stinker like this last year, and he bounced back the rest of the season. But I guess he's always due for just like one horrible game, not even just like in one facet or like one factor, but he couldn't catch at all. And I know at least one on the sideline was difficult, but help your quarterback out, because you couldn't catch the one that hit you in the hands across the middle. And then on top of that, act like you've been here before on the road, Las Vegas, 2 false starts on him.
Crucial.
Get it together, man. You're not even doing podcasts anymore. And so it's like, you can't even like revert to that. Like, you're not focused. Like, it pissed me off so much with him. But the Bears won. So a lot of this is going to be like, that's what happens when you win. It's like, a lot of this can just be like, tossed to the side until, maybe next week, or it's the bye week, of course. But all in all, the Bears, they didn't let us down. And I thought, I think you said this, Jack, perfectly, when they didn't get that 2-point conversion where nobody was open. So I'm like, that was the best we had on that. Like, that's what we drew up. Was a little shocking, but I thought the Bears were going to lose this, because that's how we see this typically end. And it was set up. But shout out to Josh Blackwell. Also, I think special teams coach Richard Hightower said post game, Ben Johnson said it. He said that in the headset, he could hear Hightower going, Blackwell's going to block this. He's going to block this.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah. It was just said. So that's what, I don't know what he was seeing from the booth, or it was just obviously speaking it to happen. But all in all, if you're a Bears fan, we're going to get to enjoy the damn bye week, and we're going to get healthier, and we're 2-2, and the Commanders just got their ass beat by Atlanta, and now they're 1-3, right? They're 1-3.
Mm-hmm.
JD might not be back. This is where we make a run, baby. This is where we make a run. These are the games you have to win to keep yourself in playoff contention. I know it's 4 games in, but you're telling me 1-3 at the bye doesn't sound like hell or feel like hell or feel like the season's over,
Definitely
especially in the fashion that we played today.
Yeah.
Right. Also, shout out to Caleb Williams. Vicky, you were spot on. 12-play drive to win the game. After Max Crosby terrorized you the entire game. He didn't just do it with his arm either. He ran, he threw it. He also trusted his players to make plays like DeAndre Swift going and scoring on the end around, who he battled too. It's just, this was a gutsy win that the Bears typically just don't gut out, right? They get gutted or were gutted. And
they were doing their best to trust me, they were doing their fucking best to find a way to lose this game from the first quarter on. It was like so many times, whether it's a Cole Kmet drop or the false start. We talked about last week how great it was that the pre-snap penalties, because it has nothing to do with skill. That's about being mentally focused, right? This week they had so many pre-snap penalties. It was night and day, and it's like, man, what's going on here? You had such a great outing last week. What makes you have so much more this week, right? Sure, there might be an error here and there, but not going from 0 pre-snap penalties to probably, I think it was like 5 or 6. It was a decent amount, right? And you had the one on 4th and 1, which thank God for Tory Taylor on that punt that got it on the like inch yard line. But you basically fucked up your chance to keep moving the ball, right? You killed a drive because of that false start there. So there's definitely a lot of stuff that they have to clean up from the mental aspect, and I'm hoping they can do that. The bye is not coming at a perfect time. But yeah, I think we've all said it in summation, saying the same thing in different languages here. 2-2 gives this team hope. And I know they'd be saying, oh, it's a week by week thing. It is, right? These players are looking on to the next game, but best believe they also have an understanding of that, right? They also be like, okay, no, we still have a chance. They're human. We have belief. We can go on this run. There's these things that are falling in our favor. So I think this win is very impactful. And we saw what a win can do for a team, and inversely what a loss can do for a team. When you look at around the same time last year,
this reminds me of
the Commanders.
And I hate to bring him up. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, this is like the Commanders. Tyrique Stevenson failed Mary time,
don't bring
right?
me that in that. I don't want to.
No. I'm saying though, but look what it did to the Commander. No. I'm saying look what it did to the Commanders after that. They kind of went on fire, and then on the other side, look what it did to us. So I'm saying this could be that jump spark for us to be like, okay, let's get a couple wins going. Yeah. Think about it. When's the last time we had a win game streak? When's the last time we won back-to-back games?
Didn't we last year when we were 4-2? Did we win at least 2 in a row? I think
Panthers, Jaguars, and then we lost 10 straight. Yeah. But again, that's my point, right?
It's not great.
So this is a big win, I think, for the new era of Chicago. Just the fact of how hard it's been for this team in the past 4 years to win back-to-back games, and not only that, they've been horrible on the road, and they finally gutted out and got a big one. So let's see if they can continue that on.
And that's what I was trying to see. I feel like, Vic, you're 100% right, because last year, everything kind of went to crap after that. This one, it felt like, because I think we've all seen in the last few years, even most of the Bears teams that we watch lose this game, right? Too much time. They left too much on the clock. They're going to go down, kick the field goal, they win, right? Or even the vice versa. We get down to we make some plays, and then, Max Crosby gets a strip sack, game's over, right? Yeah. We've seen these things, but they didn't fold, right? Instead, Caleb Williams, and here's another awesome quote. He said, Ben Johnson, before the 12-play game-winning drive that Caleb Williams and the Bears went on, he said he went up to Caleb, and hold on, I had it right here. It just refreshed. He goes, "This is what you're built for," and patted him on, went out. And then Caleb went out and did what he did. But you just got to love that from the Bears. Yeah. Or from the head coach, who also did not smile, at least in the first 20 seconds. He fist pump, serious, serious. Everyone's going crazy. It just cracks me up how serious he is. And also that halftime interview, hilarious. I'm so happy we won, because that was crazy.
That was
I don't know if you hit like some
truly crazy moment.
Yeah, Jack's tweet summed it up perfectly. That was hilarious.
I think he hit like some smelling salts, and he was like, "What the fuck's the question?" Like, and then he got the question. He was like, "Are you fucking insulting me? Like my intelligence right now?" Yeah, like we're gonna change it up. But it just did not look great. No. And if you lose this game, it's probably even a worse.
Oh, it looks worse. Of course, everything looks worse when you lose, right? So
yeah,
I think that's fair. But you know what? You know what's funny? They did change some stuff. Like our best runs, which the bar was low, was in the second half. Our longest run in the game was in the second half. Kyle Monungai's best run and DeAndre Swift's best run were in the second half. Caleb, some of his best passes, other than the Rome touchdown, were in the second half. So they actually came out and played better. Now, the defense may have not, right? They did enough of the job to win it, but I think they made some adjustments on the offensive side. And I guarantee, I know how you guys probably feel about it, but Ben Johnson probably went in there and ripped them to fucking shreds. He probably went in there. This is not how we play football. And that's what you need. We talked about this since day one with this team. How are they going to handle adversity? And a lot of times teams that can handle adversity well either have been through it or they have the mental fortitude to take accountability and play better. And that's what we saw here. That's actually what's most exciting. Obviously, a win is a win, but they're doing something that we haven't seen in a long time. And that's finding a way to win games. It doesn't matter how you do it. It's not always going to be pretty. You find a way to do it, and they did it today. So you got to love that.
Absolutely. Let's kick off let's go through some of our slides here because I know we can keep talking and go through this, but love everyone that's here. Almost 3,000 across all platforms. Hit that like button if you're on YouTube. Subscribe. Very, very close to 10,000 subscribers. So if you're new or just haven't subscribed yet, this is a perfect time to join as we enter the bye week. Vic, what you got to say?
No, nothing. I was going to say, let's go to this ad read, and then we'll start off with the recaps. First off, thank you for watching the BFR podcast, the #1 show for the fans by the fans. If this is your first time here, please like and subscribe as it just helps our show grow and helps the algorithm get this show out to other awesome, amazing Bear fans like y'all as we're trying to grow this community. If this is your first time, also leave a hashtag New Face Gang in the chat. That's hashtag New Face Gang in the chat, and we'll give you a shout out before the end of the show. And if this is not your first time, this is your second time, you watched over 100 episodes or anything in between, then you are a true OG, and we want to show you some love as well. So please leave a hashtag OG in the chat, and we'll make sure to give you a shout out before the end of the show. Thank y'all for all the support for the #1 show for the fans by the fans, the BFR podcast. Now let's get back to the show. All right, let's get to the recaps, man. I ain't gonna lie, my heart is still like pumping. I don't know how you guys were watching that kick.
So go back before we do the game recap. You said about your heart was I can't fucking speak right now.
Yeah, it was crazy.
My heart before like that drive started for Las Vegas. I was sadness because I was like, man, we just watched Caleb. Like I couldn't even be happy, like realistically. About Caleb and the Bears doing what they did, the resilience they showed, because I was just like, well, man, like this is probably going to be all for nothing. And
we're all thinking.
And then at the same time, like all these losses that have built up over like the last few years, even through Eberflus, it's just like I was going to be really exhausted. And we've done it so much where it's like the Bears lose this one and we have to try to pick out some positives, right? Where it's like, yeah, it's good to be positive, but it's disheartening to do it after the Bears lose. And for them to go down and win this one, like I said, I was just so gutted and sad in regards to what was about to unfold.
And I think, Jack, you actually made I totally forgot about this moment, but you made a good point about not only it was like I felt like they had too much time on the clock, but then the kick return basically goes to the 45, and you're just like,
which we literally watched. Who was it? Who just lost because of that? Who played Thursday?
Yeah, last week. The Seahawks. Seahawks won. Cardinals lost.
Seahawks, Cardinals. That was the exact scenario. It's just instead of it being, which my time as well, a big conversation from Monday. The Monday night game that we had against Minnesota was Cairo on kickoffs. And we're like, why is he doing that? And then everyone was like, why would a punter be doing kickoffs? And then sure enough, in our final kickoff, my boy TT sitting there doing kickoffs. I think that's a good thing. Fuck Cairo. Get him out of there. Shot him out though for the 50-yarders, but still.
I was gonna say Cairo shouldn't.
That was huge.
I was just saying Cairo shouldn't be getting any fuck yous in
this
game. But yeah,
he was clutch. Hey, I have a couple just real quick. They want to share their thoughts on the Bears.
Well, let's bring them in.
I don't know why. They're only here for the wins, I guess.
That's why we never see it. That's why we never see them.
What do y'all want to say?
The Bears did pretty good.
They did pretty
Yeah,
good.
they did.
I agree.
Lincoln, what do you think? Who's your? Did you think they were gonna win?
Yeah.
You did the whole time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow,
Well,
I need that. I need that optimism. Yeah.
I know.
Hey, that's that youthful optimism.
No, wait.
Yeah, they
What?
don't have enough years of PTSD yet.
What's his name?
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, Caleb Williams. I think he's one of the Bears are the top 10. I don't know because I don't know anything about football.
All right. All right. You think he's top
Dad's
10, but
gotta
he does
teach
not
you,
know
bud.
anything
Dad's
about
gotta
football.
teach you. Yeah.
Oh,
We love the honesty.
oh, they can hear you. They can hear you.
I can't hear him.
All right, guys. Hey, I love y'all. You want to just do the rest of the pod?
Yeah.
All right. See y'all. Y'all deal with them. All right. Y'all finish this
Funny.
out.
No, you're good. You're good. We love a special guest. I love though. He's like, oh, they only come when they win. I'm like, that's why we never see you. Sorry, but yeah, that was yeah, I thought that exact same thing, Jack. When they returned that kick, I thought, okay, too much time. We're definitely like the defense has to show up. And plus nowadays, I think the announcers said it, which I'll give credit for this, but like in today's NFL with the new kickoff rule, it is so hard to not get into field goal range. Now because of the kickoff rule and because kickers are just bombing kicks. There's a kick today, 65 yards, and then the same guy hit a 58. Like, you don't have to get far. Well, we do. With, Cairo doesn't have that type of leg, but even still, like, he hit 2 50-yarders today, 54, 55 or something like that. So you don't really have to get that far anymore. It's like 20 yards. And in the NFL, that's so easy.
There's new meta too or something. And I have yet to like understand it fully, but the kickoffs when they line drive and then it bounces in landing zone. I don't know the incentive of, I guess, are you seeking touchback without it going through the back of the end zone? Or are you trying to pin it? Like, I don't know.
I think so a lot of times there's like two metas I've seen. The one is where they will try to kick it basically on like the 1 yard line, which I think Cairo did today, where basically you're so as far back as you can get without you being able to take a knee. That's the one. And then the second one is if it hits in the drop zone and then you don't recover it and it goes out the end zone, that's then starts at like the 20 or something. So you get penalized for that. So when you see those squibs, you're hoping, which I think I saw one of the noon slate games was like this. They did like a squib and the guy couldn't like recover it well. And then he ended up getting tackled at like the 12-yard line. So that's kind of the meta. That's kind of like, oh, I hope he fucks it up trying to recover the ball. And then we're down there to tackle him back. That, at least from my understanding from the games I've seen. But
yeah, that makes sense.
Luckily, we did a good job. I think Luther Burden was back on that squib one, and he caught it right away and had a pretty decent return. I think he took it like to the 32. So, but I think that's kind of the new meta. But again, it goes to the point of with the new kickoffs and these kickers having robotic legs, you only need like 2 first downs, and then you set yourself up to win the game. And so I truly felt that's exactly what was going to happen. And to be honest, I don't know your guys' thoughts. We didn't actually talk about this on the Josh Blackwell kick. If he doesn't block that, that's in, right? That looked like it was going a straight line.
Yeah. And that leads to the next point too. It's Daniel Carlson too. It's not just some random kicker. Like, that's why I thought we were kind of fucked, was because I was just like, this guy, if there's anyone in the league that I want kicking a game-winning field goal, hand to God, it's Daniel Carlson. Like, that's who I want.
Yeah, Carlson's good. Dicker on Chargers. But yeah, like it just goes to the point where it felt like, okay, we did what we needed to, but it's still not going to be enough.
Yeah.
So. All right, but let's get to we said we were gonna get to the game recap, and then we talked about kicking for 5 minutes. So let's actually talk about the rest of the game and see what we got here. So, all right. So as you know, Bears won 25-24 in a automatic thriller. All right. Now look at this. This is crazy. We had 2 touchdowns and 4 field goals, and we'll get to that here in a minute. But shout out to Cairo. Passing yards, nothing too crazy for us. 210. I mean, look at that, though. Gino had 117 passing yards and 3 picks. Like, that's probably his career worst game, which is crazy to think about. Rushing, this is our biggest thing. We have got to figure out a way to run the ball. We all know that this team, this Ben Johnson's offense, is built off the run, and we cannot. We gave up like 100. Yeah, we lost on the first downs. We had less than they did, but they had more first downs because we had bigger chunk plays, but they were just gashing us for like 5-8 yards a pop. I mean, we gave up 240 rushing yards. 180 of those, I think, was to Ashton Genty himself. And then interceptions, obviously, we had 3. We had a fumble recovery. They had 1 off the Max Crosby himself tip pass. And then sacks. This is actually interesting. I don't know what you guys thought about this. I'd love to know your thoughts here. But we only gave up 1 sack. Now, Caleb Williams escaped probably 6. And there was at least 3 plays. This man outran Max Crosby, which was kind of crazy. But only 1 sack. And so in 2 games, we've given up 1 sack. It's not bad. Like, I feel like this team, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I feel like this offensive line has done a pretty good job in the pass pro, like decent enough, much more of an improvement. But the issue with the team has been the run game. Like, it's so weird, the duality of it. Obviously, it's different type of skills and strengths, but we can do a decent pass pro, but we cannot find a way to just lock onto your man and block him. So, interesting. I want to know you guys' thoughts. Did you feel that Caleb had a decent amount of time back there?
No, I don't think he was very comfortable. Like, maybe time is the wrong word. Like, he may have had, like, if you would go back, look at the average time to throw or time to throw back there, I bet it's going to be probably a league average. But it's like, either way, his mental clock is sped up.
Yeah, I agree
this game, because Crosby, I mean, there was plays where Ozzie Trapillo, where I was like, hell yeah, kid. Like, I love to see you battle out there. And they did, both rookie tackles. So first of all, credit to them, but also Crosby also had a couple like plays where it's like, I mean, he just looked light years faster than Trapillo. He was just so good. And he's what a top 5 guy edge rusher looks like. And as advertised, I know we paid Montez Sweat, but like, if you're going to pay somebody big time money, that's who you pay to. Guys like that just wreck a game. He batted 2 balls down, I think, today too. But I think just the time to throw. No, I'm talking about Crosby by himself.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would say we had 4 balls batted down, but he had at least 2.
Was 3 in the first quarter. His time to throw was probably on average, maybe a little bit lower this year or this week as far as week 4 goes. But yeah, internally, it's like, yeah, you want to make sure you have eyes on that guy. And Caleb did a great job keeping his eyes down the field, and he didn't even bail out of the pocket as much as we used to. Mm-mm. The commentators got this one right. Hey, Caleb is not using his legs a lot this game. Well, first of all, credit to them. That's true. But he was doing other things. He was really making it a point to get that ball down the field when he could. But there were some drops today. Like, even like I said, Cole Kmet, I think Rome had one maybe, but DeAndre Swift also had to start the game.
Horrible. Third down.
But yeah, I mean, the guys battled. I think the time to throw will be interesting. I can't wait to watch the tape on this one, because the Bears did not play a great game, but they won this game. And that's when I really enjoy looking back at, like, man, they battled here. You're going to see the plays that don't matter. Like Tory Taylor, that punt, huge. The value on that to pin it at the 2, then the Raiders go 3 and out right away in the fourth quarter. They punt it. We get a decent return, actually, too, to midfield. All in that because of Tory Taylor pinning those guys at the 2. I just see a lot of value in plays like that are not. It's like you're going to see a really good net, a good punt inside the 5, but what it means at the time, doing it in the first quarter and then doing it in the fourth quarter with about 8-9 minutes left, completely different ball game. And it really helped give the Bears another opportunity. Now, shout out to the Bears, able to get a stop, the defense. Very opportunistic defense today, because, I mean, they made plays the way they needed to. We haven't even talked about Tyrique Stevenson, who's having a revival. Seriously, like a lockdown corner. We can have that conversation. And we look back weeks 1 and 2, he had the highest passer rating when targeted. Highest passer rating. I mean, that means the quarterbacks, it was Goff and JJ McCarthy, had a perfect passer rating when targeting in weeks 1 and 2. And now weeks 3 and 4, he's one of the best corners in football, taking the ball away as well. Something Jalen Johnson, I love him, but sometimes he did not do. He is not like a ball hawk per se. I know he had a couple games last year that he made some plays, but Tyrique Stevenson is that type of corner where he is aggressive. You saw today on that interception where he's just flying, makes a diving catch. What cracked me up is he popped up, started to go the other way, and he was like, wait, what? What's going on? I think the air got knocked out of him so quickly, but I agree, Fick. I know I'm going long here on the time to throw, but Max Crosby is every bit as advertised and scary as hell to go against.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we all knew that. We just didn't think it'd be this adamant, like first play. Like the first drive was all Max Crosby. But Jack, what did you think about the O-line play? What was your overall thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree with Dave. I feel like, and they even said this in the first quarter, they were like, he just doesn't look as comfortable. But at the same time, you have to like think every single time he drops back, there is a 250-pound demon running at him, and 9 out of 10 times he's killing him. You know what I mean? They're like getting a hand on him. So like it's easier said than done to be like, well, the O-line, like here, Caleb could have played in the pocket a little more, or just been able to scramble. But like you just have to be so quick. You get like 3 seconds tops basically to like make a decision. Otherwise, you're smoked. So. Right. I don't know. It's hard. That's also what Dave said is like, that's the incentive. That's what he's advertised as. And that's why good defenders are a problem, is because exactly like this. And if he went up tomorrow and played the Bills or the Eagles, it'll be the same exact thing. Like they're just going to have a hard time defending a good defender. So I don't know. I'm not blaming anybody. It's just, it sucked that Darnell wasn't playing. I still think that Darnell would have at least struggled. I would have been obviously much better, but he still would have struggled. Like it is what it is. That's why you pay the defenders money, you know.
Facts. Yeah, that's why they're such an impactful position. So yeah, that's why he's Max Crosby.
Darnell Wright needs to come back. Hopefully he does, but like he gets the bye, but that's why this bye is kind of critical, especially for the Bears. I hate early buys like this, especially I think it's like the first one. But all in all, Braxton Jones, like I don't want to spend too much time. We're gonna have plenty to talk about in the bye week, but it looks like, I mean, he at one point on that game-winning drive, there was a throw to DJ Moore on the sideline that was beautiful on time. DJ catches it 2 feet in bounds, and then they pan to DJ closer to the sideline. You see a guy, 2 linemen standing up. One is Braxton Jones, helmet off, smiling a little bit and just clapping like hell yeah. But it's like he does not look injured. Like
I thought he was injured.
No, it looks like he was legitimately benched. And wow, that's quite the development. So
yeah, that'll be interesting to watch. That will be because he had a really good game last week. So maybe it was just like, hey, it's not working today. And I'm actually great with that. Look, you got to make adjustments. That's the adjustment you made. And guess what? They played better when he was out. So Ben Johnson looks like he made the right call and we won the game. So I can't even blame him for that. But it'll be interesting to see after the bye if this is a long-term benching or if this was just a one game type of, hey, bud, it's not working out. We'll get you back in there for the next one. So it'll be interesting. Yeah, not great either way, right? A left tackle is still an issue that we got to worry about. But let's get to the Caleb recap here and see how the man of the hour did. So Caleb on the day, 22 completions out of 37 attempts. He had 212 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and then 13 rushing yards with a QB rating of 73.3. And you're probably all wondering, how does this fare to the 4K tracker? So let's actually get to that, Jack, if you don't mind as well. How does this fare? Well, it's not great, but there's still a lot of room for him to get to 4K. So as you can see, he only had 212 this week. You need at least an average of 238 yards per game. And right now he's averaging 232. So that means he's just under par for 4,000 if we're doing the math correctly.
Bro, if he stays healthy, Vic, Jack,
he'll get it.
He's getting there, dude. He's going to get there. He's going to get there.
I believe he's going to get there too.
It sounds so great, dude. I have never felt this confident as far as a quarterback in Chicago Bears uniform going to get to 4K. If he stays,
he's going to get it. He's going to get it. Yeah, if he stays healthy, he'll get it. I'm not worried about that too. If we look, this was his lowest yards per game, I think. So, or maybe it was his second, but he hasn't even hit 300 yet. If he hits 300 yards once, he'll basically be setting himself up. All right, let's get to the QBR tracker just to see where he's at. So definitely his worst performance-wise from a QBR standpoint, 74, so a little worse than week 1. But he got the win. So I honestly don't even give a fuck. I'm going to be completely honest with you because the 1 interception is like whatever. He passed the eye test. He didn't really make a bunch of bonehead plays. And he was kind of running.
Interception was a deflection, right?
Yeah, it was a tip by Max.
Like, it's a great – it's – Caleb Williams just said that Max Crosby was the best player he's ever gone up against. And that play right there sums it up because it was incredible. He just bats the ball down, reads Caleb perfectly, which he was kind of reading Caleb really well throughout this game. And that's, that's mixed emotions because I think the offensive line didn't help him either. Like he's able to dictate kind of where he's going, free lanes, just an incredible player. But that was an incredible interception. It wasn't like a bad read or an overthrow. It was top 5, top 3 defensive edge or edge rusher makes a hell of a play, tips it, and then interception himself. Like it's just a heads up play.
When you're looking at the aerial view, though, that pass probably wasn't it was probably gonna be incomplete anyways, but it did turn into an interception, which is not great. So shout out to Mad Max on that play.
But that's another reason when the announcers were, again, I just couldn't give them much credit because I was like, seriously, like they were just so negative because they were probably correct. That one wasn't the best decision, but also Caleb has shown that he can throw with a lot of touch. What if that ball gets just barely over him and fits in between the 2 safeties right there? And we're talking about like another hell of a throw from Caleb. But for me, it's like for those commentators to go strictly to the negative, they just did that way too often throughout the game. Yeah, that's my 2 cents on them. I don't even know their names, dude. Eating hot dogs in the booth too. Like I understand we got free hot dogs in Chicago, but like you're in Las Vegas, man. Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't.
He's challenging Jimmy Chestnut or Joey Chestnut.
Yeah, that was interesting. But well, speaking. Glizzy gobblers, but let's get to our MVP game balls.
Jack, I'm gonna start off react to that.
No, he didn't. I don't think he even processed it. But let's go to the game balls here. So I'm giving the game bar 2.
Real quick, sorry, if I bring up if I talk about those announcers one more fucking time, that guy, I swear to God, we've never heard of that guy's name. It was like sheep something. I don't even. It was the. Go ahead.
Adam Archuleta was one.
No, that was Adam Archuleta, the ex player. Oh wow, that's crazy. Oh,
I can see why he's an ex player.
Well, he doesn't. I don't know if announcing is going to be in his future. But anyways, here we go. Let's go to the game ball. I got Kevin Byard fucking playing like prime Kevin Byard on the Titans. I mean, dude had 2 interceptions, read Gino like a book, right? I mean, it was beautiful. And to be honest, his biggest play may not even been the interceptions. It was that stop on 3rd down, which made them have to kick a field goal. Because if they get a 1st down, they can basically get even more yards, run out the clock, and it's an easier field goal. Instead, it was a 54-yarder, and he showed up when he needed to. Like, what a stop. And obviously the interceptions are amazing, but shout out to Kevin Byard, man. That was a fantastic game. He's now got 3 picks in 2 games.
That was also the Bears. The Bears just announced the player of the game. It was Kevin Byard as well, which it's hard to give it to anybody else.
Dude had 2 picks. Like, what are we talking about? The guy was crazy. So, all right. Well, let's see. Let's see what Dave, who you got.
Yeah. So I want to change it. I put Bears defense, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it to Josh Blackwell. I mean, the Bears, like you said, Jack, and even Fick, this ball looked like it was going through. Well, who was it was Jacoby Myers? No, that's the receiver.
Jacoby Myers is the receiver.
Who's the kicker? We just said it.
Daniel Carlson.
Carlson.
Thank you, Daniel Carlson. That ball, that's likely going through. He just hits those, man, and the Raiders did enough to get there and just to make that play. Because I know there was Kevin Byard, he had 2 picks. Tyrique Stevenson had a great game, but it's like at the end of the day, none of this matters, even on offense or coaching. If the Bears lose this game, we're having completely different vibes in this post-game show. The bye week is different. Confidence is different. You're seeing all these tweets too. Like this is like a Caleb Williams game that you're going to remember where it's like, and the only reason we're remembering it is because they won. Right. And we don't win this game without the athletic, the instincts, the speed at which Josh Blackwell displayed to make an insane block, which is now becoming a real pattern in the NFL. I think we talked about it yesterday, Vic.
Well, last week,
what the hell?
Did. So many blocked field goals. Last week was crazy. There was like 4 of them. But I want to say this because I saw this. Scott Daly, our long snapper, actually went up to Josh Blackwell sometime during the game and said, "Watch the Raiders long snapper. He moves the ball before he snaps it." So I think Josh was seeing once that little movement was, so he knew when to fire off. Basically, the Raiders long snapper was giving a key to when he was going to move it, and therefore they read it, and you're able to get that jump like that, and all it takes is a couple inches, right? It's not like he blocked it with his full body. He just got some fingertips on it, and that changes the trajectory of the game. So shout out to Scott Daly, our long snapper, for noticing something like that, because to be honest, that won us the game. So, Jack, who you got though? I'm interested to see.
I know I said fuck him. It's my brain's program to say that. Cairo, dude, you nailed 250 yarders. It was huge. The offense we set ourselves up to fail on the botched snap, and then we had penalty, and we moved ourselves out of a chip shot field goal. So, I think Cairo played a huge role. We would never have won this game, even if we missed one. I know score wise, but also like vibe wise, it just would have changed the whole thing if we had a punt or missed field goal or something like that. So
yeah,
shout out Cairo.
Yeah, it's actually funny because after that second 50-yard field goal, I always think of you and Dave, and I'm just like, I wonder what they're thinking, because I know I
thought about Dave right away. The second he made the first 50, I thought about Dave.
Yeah, so instant thoughts. I don't think about either of you. I'm more so, no offense. It's more so I'm just so shocked. That's why. There's no like room for like, oh yeah, what is fake Jack? However, when he hit the third one, which I think the third kick today was a 50-yarder, right?
I can't remember the order, but I think so.
It was the longest one. It was like the 54-yarder, whatever it was.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, I was like, all right, we're going to talk about this on the pod. I don't care what happens. Like he's been money, dude. Like just accurate. And so I tweeted, I was like, credit to Santos right now. Like, but at the same time, I was a little pissed off at the end of the half where they had a punt.
Yep. They
had a punt where I think Daniel Carlson actually went to kick it for the game winner. It was really close in that area. And,
well, it was the 40. I think we're on like the 42, so it probably would have been like a 59-yarder or something like that. So
yeah, I think we would have been at like yeah. So either way, I do think I would probably think about y'all, but I'm just more of like just shocked each time that he hits it from 50 plus. But he was pretty money. However, I was waiting for it to be like because it looked like it was dead on, but I was waiting for it to die. No, just die.
Come up short.
And that's what, so I could laugh or just be pissed off because I was like, I was expecting it too, but it actually had a little bit of gas to it, a little bit more.
I feel like his leg is a little bit stronger this year. I feel like it's a little bit stronger. And it's still not up to par with some of these other kickers that we've seen, but it's definitely gone a little bit stronger. Because last year, 54 is not that easy at all. That's why we were shocked when he hit. I think it was a 54 against the Packers in Week 18. Because we were kind of shocked, like, wait a minute, 52 sometimes it would be a little iffy. So,
yeah,
it was a
game, dude.
Yeah, man, crazy vibes are definitely high,
dude.
I know, crazy. We're gonna get to our meters here, and then obviously we have the voicemail lines and our shout outs and whatnot. So let's get to the second ad read here, and then we'll see where we're at with Caleb and Ben on our meters. All right, we're going to get back to the episode real quick, but I had to take a moment to pause and tell you about something awesome that we have cooking up over here at the BFR podcast, and that is our Patreon membership. You can join our Patreon, the BFR Den, where we have a bunch of great exclusive stuff that happens monthly, like monthly giveaways, private Zoom calls, mailbag episodes, and much, much more to come. I mean, we've got tons of features in there. We've got 2 tiers. We have our top tier, which is $10 a month, our Hall of Fame tier. What comes with that, which is very exclusive, is our private Zoom calls with our members. So every month, you're going to get a private Zoom call with me, Dave, and Jack, and we just get to talk about whatever, shoot the shit, football, life. It's a wonderful time. And then if you want to go to the lower level, we have our Rookie Grizzly tier, which is $3 a month. And what that includes is like the private Discords, the monthly giveaways, the free merch, all the events we have coming up, things like that, access to exclusive merch that's only for our Patreon members, and any other cool features. You'll get that at the $3 level tier. And then with the $10 level tier, you will get the private Zoom call as well. Now, you can join for free. We do post our monthly calendars in there, so you can kind of see what we have going on each month. And we post our episodes there as well. So if you want to join that ongoing community, which we keep building up, please do so at the BFR Den on Patreon. Also, as well, we give a shout out to all of our Patreon members every single episode that we do. So if you join, we'll make sure to show you some love on every episode as well. So again, you can join the BFR Den on Patreon at the BFR Den on Patreon. And we just love the support. You guys are great. Shout out to all our Patreon members, and let's get back to the show. Absolutely. And got to give a shout out to the Patreon members. We had our Patreon call today. some new Patrons were in there, which was awesome. It was great talking to y'all, and you guys were a little bit of a good luck charm. So appreciate it. You guys can still join if you are Patreon now. It's the next one next month. So make sure to get.
I was only on for like 10 minutes and I didn't do any speaking, but I did notice that there was quite a few, at least a couple new faces.
It was. Yes. Dave there was Dave who was new, and then also Daniel Jones, his real name, which I'll give a shout to him later too, from the UK. So yeah, shout to them.
Yeah. A lot of UK, definitely a lot of UK people. We love
that now. International. We love it. So shout out to y'all.
Absolutely.
All right, well, let's get to the Caleb meters and see where we are all at after this game. And obviously, these are subject to change. But I'll start off, honestly, kind of kept mine the same, right? Caleb didn't do anything where I'm like, oh, my God, I'm questioning whether this is going to be, our franchise quarterback. But it's not like the man went and dropped 300 yards and 4 touchdowns like he did last week against the Cowboys. So I'm like, you know what? I kind of feel the same about you. You got to win. Let's keep building. Let's keep building on this, and we'll just keep moving forward. So kind of plain and sweet there. But what about you, Dave? What you got?
Yep. So Caleb, I'm not going to move off of this part of the meter here for me unless it goes really, really down. Like if it spirals fast. I think Caleb is these are the moments where you just don't have your best today, mainly because of the opposition. I think dealing with Max Crosby and the Raiders, it's really just Max Crosby. He was just he wrecked this game. But the Bears did not let it end up, it did not cost them the game. It got close. I mean, as close as you can get. But at the end of the day, Caleb battled against one of the best in the league. And this is one where it's like, yeah, you don't have a 4 touchdown game like you did last week, but at the end of the day, we want wins, right? The stats are looking fantastic throughout the year. His touchdown interception ratio is still I think 9-10 or 9-2 right now in the league. Still probably top 3 in the league. So I'm really, really excited what I'm seeing from him.
No, it makes sense. Jack, what you got?
Similar. I think Caleb played well. I don't think it was the greatest game in history of Bears football, but he looked good. And I don't think we win the game without Caleb. Like if we sub in whoever in the past, won't name names, I don't think we win the game. I just think he did well. Good time management, everything of that sort. So
no, I think that's fair. He didn't do enough. He didn't do enough negative to lose the game, which we're normally used to seeing with quarterbacks that put on a Bears uniform. And it just wasn't his best game, but that's fine, right? He wasn't horrible, and he did the best, and he did what he needed to. The big thing was that fourth quarter drive. You had to march down the field and get a touchdown. You had to. You were down, and you did it. So that meant a lot, right? Because that. Not saying this defines his legacy, but that's what you look for in your quarterbacks. All the great quarterbacks are known for being great because they have drives like that, right? Whether it's mostly them, whether it's the run game, whatever it is, they find a way to get the ball in the end zone when it matters the most. So shout out to Caleb in the offense for doing that in that 2-minute drill.
I want to there's this post-game presser from Caleb, and he basically said this win was a culture changer for Chicago. And I think that's spot on. And I don't know, do we want to get to our voicemails this pod? Otherwise, I want to share this video.
No, you can share first if you want to.
Yeah, it's about a minute long. It really is really worth sharing. Let's go ahead and I'll share my screen. Let's get it over here. But yeah, I think it's important we share these post-game pods. But we're gonna need some bye-week voicemails. Is what I'm trying to say as well. Let's let everyone sent them in today. We appreciate it, but I want some more midweek or mid-bye week. How are we feeling? Look ahead type stuff.
Absolutely. Let me know when you pulled it open.
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. So this is Caleb Williams.
I think that the belief, I think those moments that we're born for, that I'm born for, and I think being able to portray the belief that guys, this is all we got, and this is all we need. We're in a position where we're not in a favorite position. We're down. It's all 11 of us on the field, and we got to go do a job. And so I think just the belief, the trust, the hard work that we put in those are the moments that you wish for. Those are moments that you dream about. And so being able to have those moments and come through is important for the confidence, especially, like I said, in the moment where, it's not a favorite position. You're away, you're down, and you got to go win the game. So it's a confidence builder. It's a culture builder for us. And, especially the type of game we had, a grimy game, like you said, and being able to come together in the end, it builds a lot of confidence for us. And obviously we have things that we have to find ways to get better, get the run game going, get early completions, fast completions.
Oh, looks like that's the end of it. Okay. No, but that's good though. I mean, it all makes sense. All makes sense. That's what we need, man. You got to find ways to win. Those are the moments you practice for, you work hard for, you sweat for, is for moments like that. Finding a way to win the game, and they did it. Finding a way for the offense to march down the field, get that touchdown, and then also the defense stopping them to where it was a tough field goal, and then special teams for doing their job and not allowing them to get points off that field goal. So all three phases did their job when they needed to in that last 2 minutes of the game. So hats off to them. I love it.
I agree with every one of that. I like how calm he is.
Much different than last year. Much different. I feel
when
like
they won.
We didn't win much last year, but I'm saying Caleb's overall approach to like the media, I think, is way more laid back than what it was last year.
I would say last year, just off memory, when they were 4-2, he was super, super excited. Now I really think like it's a very even kill, win or loss. And I think that comes with the rookie year, right? Everything's new, right? You're in London too when you beat the Jaguars and everything. But I think all of them, even Rome still has his humor, and Caleb too. But they really took on some of this culture that Ben Johnson and his coaching staff, even Dennis Allen, they're very serious people. And that's what I kind of love about this. They're taking on this, the kind of the embodiment of this coaching staff where, it wasn't perfect, but hey, it's a business trip. We got it done. Let's get back to Chicago. But they are just really, really also taking the time to also share a lot of cool stuff. Like you said about the long snapper. I think that was Josh Blackwell that shared that. Post game. I mean, that's really cool stuff that you have our long snapper noticing, hey, he's doing this, and it ends up helping win the game in the end. But kudos to Blackwell too for remembering it, taking it in, and utilizing it in real time. Yeah, it's a hell of a
really. Shout out to him, please.
It's good stuff, man. I just love what I'm hearing, seeing from everybody.
Well, remember, it's top down, right? That's what we talked about. The biggest acquisition in the offseason was Ben Johnson, right? There's going to be hurdles up and down, but the whole point is the mission and the vision and the branding of this team is through the lens of Ben Johnson. And I think we're starting to see that play out, because that's why we win games like we did today. Well, if it was Matt Eberflus or any other past regime coach, we wouldn't have gotten this win. We just wouldn't have, right? And we know that because we lost 10 straight last year to games like this. So I think that's why it's such a shock to us, because this is the turning point, or like the first real example of what a good coach can do. It doesn't mean that you guys are perfect every game, but it allows you to win games where you may have not have won them previously with a different person, like not the right person leading the charge. So shout out to Caleb, shout out to the head coach, Ben Johnson, shout out to, this coaching staff and what they've done to build a culture here. And hopefully we can just keep stacking on that. So, and speaking of Ben Johnson, let's get to our meters then. Let's see how we're feeling about the man himself. And I've got him up first. Let's see. I think it's pretty obvious, but I got him in the green. He hasn't really moved much for me. I still feel good about him. Still too many fucking penalties. Please, can we figure out how to resolve these penalties? But overall, I like the direction that this team is going. And, we're just going to keep plugging away. I love how serious it is. I really do. I probably wouldn't care as much if we weren't as bad as a team last year with this stuff. Let me back it up. I wouldn't have cared so much about his seriousness if we didn't see how last year there was no accountability, right? Or under the Eberflus regime, there just wasn't accountability. So I love the extreme switch that we're getting right? Once we start winning more, I probably like won't care as much, but I just love how he's so focused on the results, and he doesn't care if it's Caleb Williams. He doesn't care if you're the third string, defensive back. You're going to be held accountable to the same way, and he holds himself accountable, calls himself out when things are wrong, right? When we lost against Detroit, he's like, I did a horrible job calling plays. So all of that is important because what it does is it builds belief in your team, your head coach, your coaching staff, and everyone is on the same accord and fighting for the same goal, which is to obviously win games. So, okay. but let's get to yours.
Yeah, I'll keep it real short. Same thing. Nothing's going to change. Ben gets a lot of time, and he's doing a great job right now.
Yeah, I think that's fair. That's fair. I mean, do you think this will ever drop? So, like how you said, the same thing with Caleb.
Well, yeah,
it's just a disaster.
It's just too soon. He's in game number 4.
I agree.
Yeah.
If you had to
Caleb
bet,
meter. We brought out the Flus meter because he was on his last season.
And
that's kind of the issue with the meter. I love it, but it's almost unfair to go game to game with him. But we're going to get to probably weeks 8, 9, where that meter will probably tilt or it'll stay the same. That's probably where we'll see it from me. A little bit half past or midway. Like you got to be past halfway through the season for me to be like get somewhere where you get some patterns, right? Whether good or bad. So we'll leave it at that for now.
I agree. We'll have a lot more data to see who our head coach is, and same with Caleb. So it'll be good stuff. All right, let's get to the grades of the game, and then we will do last ad read, and then we'll do the voicemails, and we'll head out. So starting off here, and again, guys, we kind of do these grades around like the middle of the 4, so sometimes they change based off like the final drive. But offense, I had C-. I'm probably going to say C because they did what they needed to on that last drive. But let's be honest, that run game is atrocious, and they shouldn't have even been in this situation. You got the ball 4 times on their side of the ball, shout out to the defense, on their side of the field, and you only had 9 points. Even if you convert 2 of those field goals to touchdowns, you win this game by 15 points, right? It's a totally different game. So I still have to dock them for that. The last drive's great. They did everything they need to do. They ran the ball well. They passed the ball well. But overall, I got to give them a C to C-. Defense, B+. I would give them more if they didn't give up 200 rushing yards. Like, that is crazy. That's horrible. But they did get a lot of turnovers, and that helps you win games. And so I got to, it's kind of more on the positive side with the B+, but they just didn't get an A because that run game needs some help. But also we have a lot of injuries, so I know we're trying to do the best we can. Special teams, A+++++. Special teams really didn't fuck up other than that kickoff return to get them into the field goal position for the Raiders. But other than that, Cairo went crazy. Tory Taylor, we talked about him. He had 2 great punts, one of them really game-changing. And Josh Blackwell blocked the game-winning field goal. So special teams, A+ across the board. Shout out to you, Richard Hightower, and all of the guys on the special teams. And then coaching, I'm going to say B. I was at B-, but they ended up finding a way to win the game. So I might even bump it up to a B+, just because I didn't think they were going to win the game when I was filling this out. And they did. And that's, as I just went on a rant for, that is a lot of that is due to coaching. So I'm going to actually bump that to a B+. Anything on there? Well, actually, we'll just get to yours and let's see what your thoughts are on the grades here.
Yeah, real quick, offense C. Nothing's going to change. I understand the 12-play drive, but they just didn't do enough. They didn't block enough. They didn't execute. They weren't clean like they were last week as far as being disciplined. So it's going to stay at a C. A lot of room for improvement. I'm excited about the bye, see how they come out of it. Defense was an A. They did what they had to do. They're down 4 starters. I mean, come on, dude. Awesome performance. Kevin Byard has 3 interceptions last 4 quarters. Just an awesome performance overall. Special teams, I should have done way higher, B+. Again, these are put in about midway through the 4th quarter. I would say an A just based on everything that happened. Tory Taylor, the block kick, and then coaching. I'm going to say a C. I think there's still room for improvement.
For sure.
Offensively, that's what kind of takes this one down. I think defensively, Dennis Allen's still doing great work with what he's having to deal with as far as injuries. Richard Hightower, dude, awesome stuff. Hats off to you. And then I think Ben Johnson and the offense, they still have to get just even like just as far as like getting in and out of the huddle, and then also motion, like there's a lot of motion in this offense. So they got flagged here, I think twice for illegal motion, one on the other on, I think, Rome. And it's just like, what?
Like, I think it's because they're getting to the line a little too late. So I think a lot of that also is the communication of Ben Johnson and Caleb. Hopefully that gets better, but I agree with you, Dave. You're spot on. That offensive side definitely has some work to do. So I think we're kind of in the same accord with that. Okay, good stuff though. All right, let's give our shouts real quick, and then we're gonna get to the voicemails, and then we're gonna head out. So first off, got to give a shout out to all the people in here. The new face. If this is your first time, please leave a hashtag new face gang in the chat. And then also, if you're an OG like Plastic Rockets here, we'll give you a shout out as well. So hashtag OG Dub Bears, Josh Blackwell. We love that, Plastic Rockets. Appreciate it. Devin McGovern here with the let's fucking go bear down, hashtag OG. Appreciate that. Isaac Everett on YouTube says hashtag OG. I actually called the block field goal. I was telling my mom that he needs to miss. Chicago needs to block it, which I thought would happen due to the O-line injury, but it actually didn't matter. Nice call, man. Might have to make my bets moving forward. Okay, we got Rudy Fav here with the hashtag OG. Great win, bear down, absolutely. J-Dog here with the hashtag OG. What a game. You got that right. In peril with the hashtag OG. The MVP is Ben Johnson, having his guys ready and fighting to the end. Under Flus, we would have folded and lost. Yes, under Flus, we folded and lost like 10 times in a row. So, yes, you're absolutely spot on. In peril. Aaron Larson on YouTube, hashtag OG. Love the show, bear down. Appreciate you, Aaron. We love you as well. Big Mike 76 with the hashtag OG. Takeaways. Thank you, Bayard. Tyrique is back. Ozzy should stay at right, and Darnold should move to left. Interesting. Might have to talk about that on our next show, especially against the Packers. Playoff bound. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can't wait to go back and look at the tape on how all these guys, Ozzy and how I know it was tough in spots, but there's just gonna be a lot of good stuff to look at film wise. So
for sure, I agree. And then also, if you want to see the Caleb Williams film, we'll be posting it on our YouTube channel tomorrow. So be ready for that. We got Alex Hamilton in here, also Patreon member, hashtag OG. We need to give Bayard some extra love. He's been phenomenal the last 2 weeks. That is a fact. We got Kyler Villa Gomez in here. He's also a Discord member, hashtag OG. Bear down 2 and 2. You got that right. We got Lezus in here with a hashtag bear down. We got a couple more in here. Pascal Johnson with the hashtag OG. Appreciate that. Ken with the hashtag OG. Let's effing go. Bear down finally, right? I feel you on that. And then we got Chris in here with the hashtag OG. You're the best. Nah, you're the best, Chris. Bear down. So we appreciate that. Thank you all for tuning into the #1 show for the fans, by the fans. You guys are fantastic. We love giving you guys credit. We love showing off the fans because honestly, Dave and I are fans like y'all. And we go through the ups and downs, the excitements of watching a block kick.
Just like today.
Yep, our heart's almost palpating out of our chest watching that field goal get lined up. We're with you through the thick and thin. Hopefully, more wins coming our way. All right. Well, everyone's been waiting for it. Let's get to these voicemails. We're going to knock them out real quick, and then we're going to end the show. So starting off, we got Chris. Let's see what you got, Chris.
Here we go, boys. Fourth quarter, 6 minutes left, down by 5. Caleb's got to come through here. Dave, Vicky, other guy. Chris, let's do it. Bear down. Come on, Caleb. Pull it out, man. Let's pull it out. Let's get the W. It hasn't been pretty, but we'll take a W. Please, please.
We'll love it. Chris, we did get the W, and shout out to our other guy, producer Jack. Okay, let's get to Michael here.
Bears can't catch. Bears can't run. Offense can't do anything at all. What the fuck is going on?
Okay, I know that voice, that accent. That's Michael from our Patreon member. That was before obviously the game was over. I think that was at halftime. So shout out to you, Michael. We were all in that same boat at that moment. Let's get to Bryce here.
Yo. All right, man. Yo, okay, say less. Go, bro. Let's go. What are you talking about? No, I'm not gonna lie. I was a little scared. You know, that usually bad shit happens to us. I will say, bro, the way we came back, proud of it, bro. Caleb didn't play the best. You know, it happens. Yeah, other than that, man, like, a win is a win. Like, I think Romo said, you got to get the ugly games. 2 and 2, bro. Can't complain. Caleb got to start popping his collar, though, bro. Like, come on. You can't let Max Crosby get up in your face like that, man. Push him out the way, bro. Man. You know, Max
I know
Crosby
he's
all up in
talking
your
about
face,
there.
bro. You backing up? Nah, man. I'm talking crazy. But that's just me. Bear down.
To be fair, Max Crosby is a giant human being, so I don't know.
I didn't like when he got that sack though. When he got that first sack on, or the only sack on Caleb Williams, where he just laid on top of him. It almost looked like he teabagged him a little bit.
Well, he's a big individual, so
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Max Crosby's probably not the one I'm going to be chirping with, but I feel you on that.
I agree.
Appreciate the voicemail though, Bryce. Love that. Let's go, KJ next.
Man. Lost for words, as Dave said. Man, we're usually not on. Oh my God, we usually don't come out with these kind of endings to Bears games, man. We're usually on the other side of it, but it was ugly, yes. We pulled it out. Caleb Williams, 12-play drive to end the game, and I'm just over here celebrating with my kids, man. Say Dub Bears.
The Bears.
Let's go. Baby, say Dub Bears.
The Bears.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
That's awesome.
I love that. Indoctrinating the kids already. Hopefully they get to see a lot more wins than Dave and I got to see at that age. So, all right, let's go to, thank you. Appreciate that, KJ. Let's go to Jerome next.
Oh, fucking right. That is a victory that would have been and should have been a lot easier if the offense didn't decide to piss down their leg for, I don't know, 3/4 of the game, I would say. I mean, they were good on all of maybe 2-3 drives in that game. The rest of them were very piss poor. But regardless, one of the things you have to do on your way to being a consistently good team is you have to beat the teams that are put in front of you, even the bad ones. And you know what they did? Instead of the past couple years where they found ways to lose games, they found a way to win this game. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing. A couple of notes. I will say they have to get Jonah Jackson out of the game. When Darnell Wright is healthy and if Braxton Jones is healthy, we need to move Ozzie inside the guard. I'm done with this Jonah Jackson experiment. He's proved he is awful. Offensive line as a whole wasn't great today. Drew Dahlman, again, got owned a few times that, if not for Caleb just making some Superman plays, would have looked a lot worse. Glad to see this team get the dub, though. We easily could have lost this game. The block by, Josh Blackwell at the end. Amazing. Happy to see it. Thank God we won. It feels good going into a bye week 2-2 instead of being 1-3 because we were real close to being 1-3. But regardless, we're not 2-2. Bear down, baby. Bear down.
Love it. Absolutely right.
That's good stuff.
That is great stuff. Okay, let's get to Reggie.
Hey guys, this is Reggie. I'm from Chicago. Been watching you guys for about a year and a half now. Should be like an OG. I guess you can say that. Doesn't matter. But the Bears win, baby. That's what I'm talking about. And on a block field goal, the times have changed for the Bears. I don't think people understand how that right there was a symbol of where our team is about to go. Okay? Every single year for the past about 4 or 5 years, we have had missed field goals, block field goals, the freaking Hail Mary play. And this right here just shows that this is a new regime. This is a new time. This is not the same Chicago Bears that we're dealing with this year. And these boys are about to hit the ground running after this bye. I'm calling it now. I know it might be crazy, but man, that was perfect. And that's exactly how I wanted that game to end because the Bears needed that win. Woo! Bear down.
Love that. You're absolutely right. We normally find ways to lose it. That's the mantra of this episode.
That's good stuff.
Not the same old Bears. I love it. Good stuff. Thank you, Reggie. We got Angie, new Patreon member as well. I'm excited to see what Angie has to say about the game.
All right. We looked great today. The defense looked great. That's what I'm going to say. The defense looked awesome today. It was an ugly win, but I like it. 1 point. Hey, can't beat that. The defense looked so awesome today. I couldn't believe how many turnovers we had. That was great. I enjoyed watching the defense. They looked great, but our offense was a little off today. I will have to say that. So we need to get that fixed quick. But I love seeing the progression. I am trying to be more positive because you guys say I'm always being negative, but I'm going to try to be positive this week. We are headed in the right direction. I'm starting to let go of my negativity just a little bit. And hey, bear down. Yes.
Angie, we love it. look, there's times to be negative. Trust me, me and Dave have been. There's definitely times to be negative, but we're glad that you're happy after this win because this is such a great win, such a big, exciting win that negativity, we don't need that now. But thank you. That was an awesome voicemail. Thanks, Angie. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We got a couple more here. We're gonna knock them out. We got Mike up next. Actually, they're all M's. We got Mike, Marcus, Mark, and Mike next. So let's finish out the show strong here with Mike.
I like fucking making these recordings right after the game or calling in. This is my third time in a week calling you guys. Let's fucking go, man. What a block. I don't know. That was Caleb Williams in that last drive, legacy drive. That shit was fucking amazing. Second half, they look a lot better. 2-2 at the bye is massive. We have Washington Monday night after the bye. I feel like they're going to get so much better after the bye, too. They've learned a lot. I'm grateful to be 2-2 at the bye, honestly. 1-3 would be, the next 2 weeks would suck, but let's sit back. Let's enjoy this. Let's enjoy being 2-2. Let's just relax, everybody. Let's have a good couple of weeks. Hey, appreciate the pod, guys. Thanks for everything you do.
Appreciate it, Mike. And you're spot on. I think Dave and I were talking about in the pregame show, like 1-3 just feels so much worse than 2-2.
Oh man, it's the end of the world. 2-2, like you said, Mike. This is good.
It's good stuff. And we got a bye. So we get 2 weeks of just great vibes. Don't even have to worry about losing next week. So this is awesome. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. Let's go to Marcus here.
Bear down, boys. Oh my God, that was the ugliest win imaginable. But you know what? A W is still a W. We take it. We roll with it. We're 2-2 going into the bye. Man, we needed this bye week so bad. I was pissed when the bye week, like when the schedule was announced, we had the early bye week. I was like, oh God, that's gonna be terrible. We need this bye week so bad. Man, everyone that can get healthy, please get healthy, and good Lord, so we can at least look somewhat stronger coming out in 2 weeks. But yeah, Caleb, you didn't have a great day, but you also had Max Crosby and whoever, I forget the other guy's name. The other edge rusher on the Raiders. You had both of them in your face for a good chunk of the game. I'll give you a pass there. You still had some great throws. You had that dot to Rome. Everything looked great. Man, I was about to be so pissed. I'm getting my ass kicked in fantasy, and I was like, the Bears are I'm going to be so embarrassed walking around as a Bears fan this week. But you know what? I kind of still am, but I'm embarrassed with a win. So that's all that matters.
That's right.
So yeah, bear down, boys. Actually, one more thing. Ryan Poles, I know you're listening. I know you listen to this podcast because, of course, you do. You need to be making calls right now. We need a new starting running back. DeAndre Swift is ass. Kyle Monangai, he's just ass right now. I don't know if he'll be ass in the future, but right now we do not have a starting caliber running back. You need to be making some calls. Call the Saints for Kamara. Call, I don't know, the Jets for Hall. I don't think they're going to trade him, but make some calls, please, for the love of God. We need a new running back. I cannot watch DeAndre Swift run into his offensive linemen's backs every rush for another full season, please. Anyway, that's all. Bear down, boys. Have a great week.
That was awesome. Thanks, Marcus. And I'm sure Poles is making some calls, but yeah, we appreciate that. Yeah,
that's a good one, man.
Yeah,
I love it.
All right, we got Mark and Mike here next. So we'll go Mark here.
Man, that game was a roller coaster of a ride. Max Crosby was terrorizing Caleb the entire game. Man. Oh, by the way, this is Mark from last week. This is my second time calling in. Oh, man. Max Crosby was a menace, bro. Man, I wish that guy was a Bear. Woo. Josh Blackwell, what a block. Caleb, he drove down the field, got us down there. Swift ran in for a touchdown. We went up. Don't agree with the 2-point attempt, but I kind of understand it. But hey, special teams, what a block again. Man, our run defense is bad, man. It is just bad. Man, and Poles spent money on that. Well, it hasn't worked out. 2-2 has never felt better. Bye week. You know, last week I said maybe we can make the playoffs, but after I saw that first half, man. Whew. Kevin Byard with 2 picks on Geno Smith. Geno Smith was just throwing it up there, man. And Tyrique Stevenson with that one. Glad he got up after that because we need him. With Jalen Johnson out, we need Tyrique. Whew. Cole Kmet, I'm sorry, man. I think your time's up in Chicago. I think Loveland needs to be the starter. I know Loveland's banged up right now, but Cole Kmet, man, you just can't be dropping balls like that and getting those, those penalties, man. Like, they're killing us on the offense. They're killing drives and everything. Offensive line, man. Besides Max Crosby, really, they kind of held their own. But, man, Max Crosby was tearing them up for most part of the first half. Maybe a couple times there in the second half, but they held their own in the second half pretty well, I'd have to say. Like I said before, 2-2 has never felt better. Let's keep it going. Bear down. The Bears. See ya.
Appreciate it. I can you can feel like the relief in these people on the voicemails, just how like happy they feel. So actually we have two more. Sorry, we have one from Ben and then we have one from Mike. So those will be the last two, and then we'll end the show here and give our final shout outs. But let's hear from
I like
Mike
fucking making these recordings right after the game or calling it.
We've already played that one. So that was a Mike from before. So my fault on that. But we'll end it here with Ben. Let's see what you got, my man.
Hey guys, what's going on? Big time win for sure. Never a doubt. Absolutely. I was not stressed at all about this game. I knew we were going to win the entire time. But that's a hard, gritty win, though. You know, you of course want your guys to have have prettier games like when we played Dallas, but of course we're not going to play defenses like Dallas every single week, unfortunately. Hopefully, though, you go into this bye, you get some guys healthy, and more things get cleaned up, especially with like Darnell Wright. Do not want to see a Max Crosby experience again whenever we go against guys like Micah and stuff like that. Caleb he let him down the field right when it matters. And he has that gene in him. I feel like he always has been able to do that for us. I still would like to see better play out of him. To be fair, I am a very big Caleb Glazer, but he does still need to play a lot better on a lot of those little things. But I'm not too stressed. I think we know that will end up coming. But with that being said, it's very hard when you have DeAndre Swift, who is no joke. I'm not kidding. Not a top 50 running back in the NFL. He's not. I can give you lists if you guys want me to, but he's not. He's fucking awful. He sucks. Speaking of sucking, the front seven of doom and despair without TJ Edwards, we really need him back. Montez, still have no idea what that guy does. Just some free cardio in Vegas this weekend, I guess. Tyrique is also all of a sudden like that. He's really been, our back half has really been making up for our very bad front seven. Oh, fuck, I only have 8 seconds. This was my preseason prediction coming in, hoping it to be a lot prettier. Here's to a stress-free Sunday next weekend. Yeah, let's keep it rolling.
Love it. Appreciate it. Thank you all. First off, shout out to Ben. Love that voicemail. Perfect one to end on. Thank you all for sending in your voicemails. We love when you guys do that. Love to hear you guys' excitement, pain, despair, whatever it is. It's awesome. We play them on all our shows. There was a question here that someone says, how do you get on the call? Here from Jay Hood on Twitter. You can see down here, you can leave a voicemail line at speakpipe.com/the BFR podcast. All you have to do is just talk into your phone like this, hold a button, and it gets sent to us, and we play them on all our shows. You can leave a voicemail at any time. After the show, halftime like we had today, you want to watch film tomorrow and talk about it, you can send it in to us as well. We'll play it on our pregame show. So we appreciate you guys sending those in. We love that. It's great to hear what you guys think of the game. So, yeah, keep doing that. We appreciate those, and it's a great way to build the community and, let's see what other people are thinking about the game. Yeah. So shout to y'all. Really do appreciate that. And also do what MC Fact here said, who's an OG. Please hit that like button, right? We really do appreciate that. We're so close to 10K. So if you guys can get us there, we might have a big surprise for all of y'all being supporting us along the way. Dave, before I get to you, though, we do have a $5 super chat here from Ken on YouTube. Said, how do we fix this O-line before next game? Would you trade Swift before next game? And if so, what for? O-line, a lot of that's health. We'll see. Braxton Jones stuff, we still don't know. We need more information on that, but I think health will help us there, particularly with Darnell Wright. And then would you trade Swift before next game? Maybe. It's all about the price. But, Dave, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to get, hopefully, Darnell Wright back. You just saw them make a huge switch during the game with Theo and Ozzy. You're going to see a lot more of those guys. This is a perfect time to have the bye. So they're going to figure it out. Swift's going to be here, whether you like it or not. I doubt that's going to happen. So, but yeah, appreciate the love. Really fun pod. Voicemails were great. So,
I do see, if you don't mind, Dave, Big Mike here said he did leave a voicemail, and I think there was one that just came in. So if you don't mind, I'm going to try to play it just so he can get his in, if you don't mind. So if you're going to send him in, we want to make sure we get it. So let's play Big Mike here to end it here. about a minute long, and then we'll end the show. So appreciate, again, you guys sending in your voicemails. That's what makes the show great. But let's play Big Mike's.
I guess this isn't really an instant reaction because some time has passed, but this is more of just my thoughts on the game. At the end of the day, we won, so who cares? But I love Cole Kmet. He's my favorite Bear. One of my favorite Bears of all time. Go Irish. Absolute liability today. Absolutely. And he knows it. He knows it. Like, that's not something you need to tell him. He absolutely knows it. And it won't happen again. Well, until next year, he'll have another game exactly like it. Announcers, I don't want to even get into them. Absolutely atrocious. I knew the second they were talking, like the field goal was already made and the Bears were going to have 20 seconds to figure something out. I knew we were blocking it. We almost blocked the one before that. I knew it was getting blocked. This is a different team, different vibe. I'm tired of being depressed and just thinking the worst. It's great. 2-2. Can't be mad. Should be 3-1. Not going to dwell on it. Miss Darnell Wright today. Absolutely. Go back and watch his rookie year against the Raiders. Max Crosby was obsolete. Wasn't even a player anymore. Was off the field. He was gone. He had maybe 2 tackles, 0 sacks. Forgot he was even a Raider that game. So definitely missed him today. Shout out to Max for taking advantage of some undrafted Canadian until the second round when we put Ozzy in. Well, unless you're an announcer, then you thought it was the 4th round, but that's all I got to say. Great pod. I'm going too long. Bear down.
Appreciate it, Mike. All great points. I'm glad we were able to get you in there. But again, if you want to leave a voicemail, you can here. We love hearing what you guys think of the game. I know we're a little long on the show today, so we're going to wrap it up here real quick. Dave, any final thoughts that you have for the people, the wonderful people out there?
Nope. I'll have a lot more. Watch the tape. Enjoy it. Enjoy the week. It can be a good bye week. Just because it's a bye week doesn't mean we're not going anywhere or that we're going anywhere. We'll be here like we always are to kind of recap a little bit more this first quarter of the season. So appreciate everyone that's kind of tuned in. Yep. Very, very close to 10,000 subs. So appreciate it and bear down. Vic, anything from you?
Nah, man. It's a dub, man. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy the 2 weeks where the Bears can't let you down. So
Love it. Bear down, guys.
Right.
See you
Peace.
soon.